For the past 16 seasons, the Miami Dolphins have lived off the right arm of Dan Marino. In a prolific career with staggering accomplishments, his resume sparkles with NFL records. Marino has thrown more passes for more yards and more touchdowns than any player in the history of the league. Year after year, he has launched the football long and often. But this season, he's been asked to embrace a different philosophy.
Not throwing it as much, but there'll be times when we have to. But to be a little more consistent, running the ball, being more effective and efficient throwing the ball.
Marino out of the shotgun, fires down the middle, a catch by McDuffie. Marino looking, he throws, touchdown Miami.
And for me, it's a matter of just winning football games, and whatever that takes. I've always been that way, and if it's, if it was 10 years ago and that was the case, and we win, that's okay with me.
Marino will have to be at the top of his game tonight because the undefeated Jacksonville Jaguars are matched up against the Dolphins. The league's hottest new franchise faces Florida's traditional favorites on ABC's Monday Night Football. A beautiful fall evening in northern Florida, not far from the Georgia border. In Jacksonville, this used to be the Gator Bowl. Now it's refurbished all-tell stadium, capacity 73,000, every seat filled tonight. Al Michaels with Dan Dierdorf and Boomer Esiason. Welcome to the first ever meeting between the Dolphins and the Jaguars. Big game for both teams. Miami began its season by winning 3 straight. Then they looked awful last week in a 20-9 loss to the New York Jets and trying to rebound tonight. As we discussed on the pregame show, Miami running the ball now. Dan Marino won't be getting any sore arms this season. Their defense, though, has been the reason they've won those 3 out of 4. Jacksonville, meanwhile, 4-0, and with a win tonight, looking at a 3-game road trip, including a game at Denver, they would go already 2 games up in the AFC Central over their nemesis, the Pittsburgh Steelers. So from Florida, the battle of the Floridians, the Dolphins and the Jaguars. From Jacksonville, we'll kick it off when we come back.
I'm Leslie Visser, back at All-Tell Stadium. Well, Jimmy Johnson balanced attack this year, but Jimmy, it sounds strange to say with Dan Marino, but how are you going to jumpstart your passing game?
Well, Leslie, in the first dozen plays or so, we've got scripted about a half a dozen passes. Without question, we've got to get them out of an 8-man front if we're going to be effective running the ball.
Right, we'll look for that. Thanks, Jimmy. Back to you, Al.
Thank you, Leslie. And the Jets used a lot of 8-men fronts. Brunell has been to the Pro Bowl in each of the last 2 seasons. In fact, 2 years ago, he was the Pro Bowl MVP, off to a good start this year. Behind him in the backfield, the rookie out of Florida, Fred Taylor, with Damon Shelton, Smith, and McCardell, great receivers, and Mitchell, the tight end. And then up front, Pacelli as good as they come. Coleman, New Year, DeMarco, and Searcy. Great tackles. Good offensive line. They've done the job through the 4 games thus far. First down from the 23-yard line. And this is Taylor, their top draft choice, on the opening play of the game with 1 man to beat, and he is not run down by Madison and scores.
That is Jason Taylor, Miami's best defensive lineman. They moved him to the other side of the line of scrimmage to get away from Tony Pacelli. He's slow to close that hole, kind of lamely reaches out with 1 arm, and Fred Taylor is gone. That's a surprise. They were going to throw it Jacksonville tonight, trying to get the light Taylor away.
Age of 37, 16th year from Pittsburgh. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Stanley Pritchard are the running backs. Gadsden and McDuffie are the wideouts, and Drayton is the tight end. Then up front, Richmond Webb, who normally goes to the Pro Bowl, though he didn't last year. Dixon, Ruddy, Donnelly, and Brown. Donnelly's 5. Jacksonville up front. Wynn, Pritchard, Yurkovich, and Tony Brackens has been hurt. Makes his first appearance of the season. Pop, McManus, and Kevin Hardy a couple of years ago. Hardy, the number 2 guy picked in the entire draft. Beasley and Thomas miss a beat, imploring the crowd to get noisy, and they do. And on 3rd and 5, it is caught by McDuffie, so they convert for a first down. Mike Logan makes the tackle. Miami this season Marino from the gun. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up by the offensive line, and then it's almost intercepted as McDuffie had to become the defender Mike Logan almost picked it off.
Accurate, but he is accurate. He knows where to put it.
Wilmsmeyer to punt it. Barlow back to accept it. It's a short kick. It's only a 34-yard kick. And then taken down. Nice open field tackle by Bernie Parmalee.
Realize that they're on the verge of being backed into their own territory. They're trying to come up with a big play.
2nd and 9. Freddie Taylor swinging to the outside to the 47. Freddie Taylor tackled by Buckley, a guy who at the end of last season, Tom Coughlin, when they were blown out by Denver in the wildcard game on the plane on the way back, he said, we've got to revamp this running game. They got rid of Natron Means. They knew they had James Stewart, but they said you can never have enough good running backs. And for over 100 yards that afternoon. 3rd down and 4. Shotgun, fake inside give. Brunell throws on the run, wide open, and coming back to make the catch is Reggie Barlow. Great adjustment by Barlow. Marion makes the tackle. So Barlow, basically the kick returner, but an extra wideout and trying to win a spot in a few more offensive formations.
That was a good-looking play.
1st down from the 27-yard line. Wide open. This is Damon Shelton, and the fullback has it inside the 10 down to the 8. Chris Palmer, the offensive coordinator, sending in the call and looking now at a 1st and goal.
Their offensive game plan is going to be to work Miami's speed and pursuit against them. So he's going to run a lot of play action, play fakes, and things that
building. So everything has a name change these days. 1st and goal from the 8, and it's a little toss to Banks, who takes it to the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal.
That's 3 plays in a row now where Mark Brunell faked the run one way and then rolled out against the grain. Yards a game, the way Jacksonville has been doing. That is something you have to honor.
2nd and goal from the 2, out of the eye. Taylor looking for a 2nd touchdown of the night, and he has it.
But you know as well as I do, you can't just go out and get a player and stick him in your system and think that he can help you.
2nd and 9. This is O.J. McDuffie, and he gets tackled by Dave Thomas about 5 yards shy of the 1st.
But, Boomer, it only get better.
3rd down and 4. A little toss to Parmalee, swinging to the outside, and Bernie reaches for a 1st down. Aaron Beasley had him wrapped up, but the veteran Parmalee, who used to drive a UPS truck, reaches out and delivers. He's gone for the season. The ball at the 42-yard line. Abdul-Jabbar going nowhere.
Where's Bryce Pop? Has now fallen to Bryce Pop.
2nd and 13 from the 39-yard line. Marino slings it. Finally, a man is wide open, and the catch is made by Gadsden, and he takes it to the Jacksonville 40-yard line for a 1st down.
With his route.
That was a 23-yard gain. Now on 1st down, pressure from the backside. Down goes Dan in the arms of a man who's no stranger to the Pro Bowl.
Posited Dan Marino is about as gently as a guy could do it. That's respect. Yes, it is.
That's his first full sack of the season. And then wide open is Lamar Thomas. So a few moments ago, they were working on Thomas. He was out for a few plays. Appears to be injured again, but he makes this catch here. Hit by Darius. 1st down, 26-yard gain.
Darius.
And Brackens hit Marino. And there's an injury timeout. Back in a moment. Back injury. He is out after making the catch to give Miami a 1st down at the 18-yard line, and now the catch is made in the flat out here by Stanley Pritchett. The fullback takes it to the 11-yard line for a gain of 7.
Much more than running.
There it is. Last year, the Jaguars giving up a ton of yardage and points in the red zone. This year, they lead the league in red zone defense. Movement up front, but no flag, and the ball carrier, Abdul-Jabbar, takes it to the 1-yard line.
Offense. Ruddy, Donnelly, and James Brown got it done over on that right side.
1st and goal from inside the 2. Abdul-Jabbar gets to the 1-yard line, and that's all. Banged back at that spot.
10 yards in the 1st time. It never comes back and works the 2nd time, it seems like.
3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Play fake and the toss into the end zone, and wide open is Troy Drayton to make the catch. So wide open, Dan almost missed him. Thrown 390 career touchdown passes. Number 1 of all time. 7:41 left in the half. Dolphins get back in it. 14-7, Jacksonville.
Cannot hide from Kenny Wolf and Craig Janoff. They know all and see all.
Well, you can run, but you definitely can't hide. This is Taylor going nowhere.
No, earlier the Jacksonville Jaguars had an opportunity to make a big play and they didn't make it. And what he was saying.
Absolutely.
That's the layman's explanation. Thank you, Dan.
Come see me on the Playboy channel. 3rd down and 8. And that is intercepted by Terrell Buckley at the 40-yard line, and he brings it back to the 36. Intended for McCardle.
They're looking around because those defensive linemen and linebackers are coming after you.
They got a free shot at it.
Absolutely, and they're going to take every opportunity they can. Jason Taylor did not pass up his free swing in the batting cage.
2nd and 10 at the 36. Slant caught by O.J. McDuffie to the 23. That's a first down. Got inside Beasley.
Oh, he's in the NFL, Dan Marino. Have you ever seen a quicker? I might have been a little bit quicker, I think, when I was a rookie.
This is Avery. Nowhere to go. Joel Smingy. 3rd and 13. And that is intercepted at the 9 by Aaron Beasley. And Marino misses him, and then he gets spun down at the 45 by Kevin Donnelly. On a sloppy field than last week, down to 2-3. Tonight, 1-8. League average is 4. And this is Parmalee. A flag is down.
And you're in the neutral zone.
First down up at the 25. And that is caught over the middle, hauled in by Gadsden up to the 42-yard line. They'll go without a huddle. They have all 3 timeouts, and they have the 2-minute warning as well. Which
they have out those Bengals. I think he might be talking about that little chicanery with Neil O'Donnell at the end of it. Yeah.
1st and 15, and that's caught on the near side, and the catch by Oronde Gadsden.
That was a good route by Gadsden that time. He got separation, and he wants to shorten the game. He doesn't want to give Jacksonville another opportunity if they don't make it here.
3rd and 1. They have a ton of time with their 3 timeouts, but they have to convert. And the question is, on this little short pass, did they?
I don't think so.
They're a little short.
I don't think so. Well,
that's
hey, how about that? That brought a smile to my face.
Stop those presses. 30 seconds remaining. First down from the 28-yard line. Jacksonville on the shotgun. Monell to take off. Monell to the 40. There's a flag down as he calls a timeout, but he didn't have to because of the flag. It's going to come back anyway.
Tony Baselli is. I mean, 6'7", 330 pounds. And how well he moves for that size.
And 1st and 20. They give the ball to Tavian Banks. And the rookie 3rd down back on first down takes the ball all the way to the 27 with 12 seconds left and puts them in field goal range.
Your secondary people are concerned about the wide receivers downfield. If you can get your back through the line of scrimmage, Zach Thomas is going to be blocked by a lineman who is uncovered. And Tavian Banks is pretty quick. He can run down the sideline and outrun mostly everybody off the Dolphin defense.
51 yards. So Jacksonville in a position half running out the clock. The next thing you know, they're in field goal range, and Brunell will slide to a halt and call timeout at the 28, and they'll bring in Hollis.
When Chicago gave a 1 to Seattle for Rick Meyer, it shows you that people are willing to take chances, and he wasn't going to do that, and he did a great job in getting Mark Brunell here.
45-yard attempt for Hollis. Barker puts it down, and Hollis, who's been erratic this season, misses this one.
You're right.
3rd and 17, declining the penalty. They have to get to the Jacksonville 45, and they get to the 38-yard line on the catch by the tight end, Ed Perry, and another flag.
And I'll tell you, Travis Davis is going to get hit with a rough in the passer right here. I've seen hits worse. Not as bad as that one received suspension.
First and 10 from the 22-yard line. The catch is made by McDuffie, who turns it back inside. Tackled by Dion Figures. Gain of 8 to the inside the 15. Dolphins trying to tie it up. Over the middle, that's a first down. It's caught by Lamar Thomas. It'll be first and goal from the 8-yard line. He's tackled by Tom McManus.
We have to throw until last week against New York, but tonight they're making a concerted effort to throw on first down. They're throwing by choice. Right, exactly.
First and goal from the 8-yard line and stopped in the backfield. His choice should be to throw right now.
A volatile player back there that can make things happen for you.
Third down and goal. Flag is down. Marino throws, nobody there.
This was no play. This is no play. This is a very demonstrative Tom Coughlin.
Juggled snap. Oh, picked off. Flag down. This is picked off by the rookie Donovan Darius, who runs it out of the end zone.
Ed Perry is saying that he was interfered with. Tried to get across the middle of the field, and Davis actually pushed him down.
Pass interference. 45. Defense.
At the 1.
They were here before and couldn't run it in.
They try it again with Abdul-Jabbar. Touchdown. He just did get in.
His body was in, but I don't think the football was in.
Right here on ABC. The Jaguars now from the 25-yard line on first down. And Fred Taylor starts their first possession with a 3-yard pickup, a fumble, and Jacksonville winds up with the football. Zach Thomas extracted the football, and then it was recovered by Pete Mitchell, the tight end. And Taylor is down. And they're already missing Jimmy Smith, who has a strained hamstring, and the wide receiver's return is listed as questionable. So Smith out for the moment and Taylor out for the moment.
The Jaguars caught a break there, boy.
Sure did.
Oof. For Miami Dolphins and the lone Jaguar, Pete Mitchell. I didn't see anything jogged off the field over on the Jacksonville sideline. He looked pretty good jogging off.
Banks comes in to replace him, and Brunell gets buried. So the Dolphins very fired up right now as Kenny Mixon, the rookie from LSU, got there first, and then Zach Thomas cleaned up.
And Brunell is a little bit shaken up.
Second and 11 from the 36-yard line. And that's caught over the middle. Great grab by Lamar Thomas, reaching up, holding it in with his fingertips, taking the ball into Jaguar territory. As you can see, Jacksonville averaging 10.5 on the ground. Miami, 1.6. And yet the game is even as Marino throws, and at the 28-yard line, that's hauled in by McDuffie.
Of course, time with Joan. Of course, everybody remembers her from GMA.
You bet.
Great gal.
Good show. Second down and 8 from the 27-yard line as Marino throws. That's caught by McDuffie. He'd like to get a touchdown. It would be the first time, as we pointed out before, in over a year for McDuffie. On 3rd and 4. Caught and reaching out and getting the first down is the tight end, Ed Perry.
Didn't really do any faking after he handed the ball off. No, it just seems to me to set the play up for the defense way in advance.
2nd and 8. Marino wide open. Drayton touchdown.
On a slant, and this time what they did is they ran him out into the flat to make it look like he was going to throw it to him. The safety jumped on him quickly, and Drayton just turned it up to the sideline. And Chris Hudson, that safety boomer, fell down.
Well, they've responded. Drayton's made 5 grabs tonight. Perry has 3. That's 8 catches.
Interception. The other thing that I sense right now is that Mark Brunell is not seeing down the field quite clearly enough. That was a dangerous throw, obviously.
He was glassy-eyed on that last series, and he might be again here as Trace Armstrong sacks him. Reggie Barlow stands at the 50, Monte in the back of the end zone. His last punt was 36 yards. This one a short kick, fielded up at the 40 and fair caught there. And that one was 36 yards. So the Jaguars have it on the plus side of the 50 at the 40 of Miami, 21-14 Dolphins.
If the football, he has a chance for completion.
And Buckley breaks it up at the end, intended for Barlow. Second down and 10 at the 40-yard line. And that's a gain of 6 as it's hauled in by Keenan McCardell. It'll be third down and 4.
In the league, one of the most athletic, and Brunell still gets away from it.
Third and 3 after McCardell makes his first catch of the night. His running mate Smith hasn't played since the first quarter. And that is caught by Reggie Barlow.
Long gone.
He gives him that little extra shove.
But he comes back, and Taylor's going to get right back in his face and follow him all the way across the field.
First down from the 23-yard line. They now buying time. Wide open is Keenan McCardell for the touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Subjects, verbs, the whole thing, right?
As good as Jason Taylor can be and will be probably, the one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to anger a superstar. And that's what Tony Baselli is. And as a football player and as a quarterback, you want your biggest, strongest, meanest guys just like this on the sideline.
66 hit Drayton with that pass for a touchdown. And Danny tonight, having a good night, has brought his team from behind. Their time now at 21. First down from the 35-yard line. Abdul-Jabbar.
Dolphin offensive line has played a fine game tonight.
Second and a short one. NFL is everywhere you want to be. From the 49-yard line, Abdul-Jabbar into Jacksonville territory. Gain of 7 to the 44, tripped up by McManus.
Jimmy Loves, they are grinding it on the clock and on the ground.
On second and 3. They grinded a little more on the ground. Very close to a first down for Abdul-Jabbar to the 41. Tackled by Pop.
If the Dolphins get a first down. Well, they're playing pass. 3-receiver set.
In addition, the Dolphins are right at the outer edge of field goal range. Third down and 3. And it's incomplete.
Oh, and they got some pressure on Dan.
54. Vilmsmeyer. They could snap it right to him and he could push it.
Right.
Vilmsmeyer is the normal punter, but he's going to put it down, and Mare's going to kick it, and the kick is no good. Had the distance, but just wide.
Ooh, and Jimmy grinds his teeth. He knows the field position now that Jacksonville's going to get.
He has guts, I'll tell you that much. And he has confidence in his defense.
He does. First down from the 44-yard line. Now the pressure on the Miami defense as Brunell goes deep for McCardell. He beats Buckley. Touchdown.
And Jason Taylor now gets taunted by Tony Baselli.
One of them huge ones in the fourth quarter. 56-yard touchdown pass.
We know when you put your cornerbacks one-on-one and you put them in a situation like this, Jacksonville blitz, or will they sit back in a prevent?
They only rush 4. Marino out of the gun throws. Wide open over the middle. The catch is made. Gadsden inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Tackled by Beasley.
Marino makes another throw like that last one,
which is dangerous because it was in his zone.
Here comes the blitz.
Here it comes.
Strip of the football.
Brackens.
Jaguars have it. Tony Brackens.
He stripped it and recovered it. His first game of the year. He's hurt in the second preseason game, and that's how you make an impact when you come back.
Second and 11. Miami will take a timeout on the next play. It'll be their last.
You know, Jimmy's going to think a long time about,
Sure.
should I or shouldn't I have gone for that?
And the very next play was a 56-yard touchdown pass. Third down and 6. That's caught. This is Parmalee, and Bernie just runs straight up the field. 57th time in his career. He's thrown for 300 or more yards. Another Marino record. Second down and 10. Barring a defensive penalty, this will end the game. Knockdown.
up a lot from where they were last week.
When they were down 14-0, we're all sitting here going, oh, wow, this is going to be a rout. A proud performance by the Dolphins.